Ever find yourself in a culinary conundrum, wondering how to make your meals more delightful? It's a common tale traversing the tricky terrain of the kitchen. The sizzling symphony of the stove can sometimes turn sour. Overcooking transforms your tender treats into tough trials. Undercooking leaves your lovingly prepared dishes disappointingly doughy or disturbingly raw. And, the sticky situation when your carefully crafted cuisine clings to the pan like a scared child to its mother's apron. But fear not, for these cooking challenges are not insurmountable. They are simply the spices that add an extra dash of adventure to your culinary journey. They can be tamed with a sprinkle of knowledge, a pinch of practice, and a generous helping of handy tips and tricks. From timing your toasting to perfecting your pan heat, we've got your back. So, put on your chef's hat and roll up your sleeves. Stay tuned as we unravel the secrets to overcome these kitchen nightmares. Does your chicken often end up as dry as the Sahara Desert? If you're nodding along, rest assured you're not alone. Overcooking is a common culinary conundrum that can turn a promising meal into a plate of disappointment. But don't hang up your apron just yet. We're here to help you overcome this hurdle. Now, you might think, I'll just trust my intuition. I'll know when it's done. Let's pause right there. While intuition is a valuable tool in the kitchen, as a beginner, it's best not to rely on it exclusively. You see, intuition is like a good wine. It gets better with time. And just like you wouldn't serve an uncorked bottle, you shouldn't serve underdeveloped intuition. So, what's the solution? Enter the Humble Kitchen Timer, your new best friend. It's simple, it's effective, and it's going to save your meals from turning into charcoal. Whether you're roasting, simmering, or baking, timing your cooking is crucial. And remember, every dish is unique, just like us. What works for a beef roast won't necessarily work for a chicken breast. This is where a meat thermometer can be your secret weapon. It takes the guesswork out of cooking, giving you accurate readings that ensure your meat is perfectly cooked every time. Imagine sinking your teeth into a chicken that's juicy and tender, not dry and overcooked, or slicing into a steak that's just the right amount of pink in the middle. That's the magic of a meat thermometer, yet don't just take our word for it, try it for yourself. Next time you're in the kitchen, set that timer. Use that meat thermometer. Watch as overcooking becomes a thing of the past, and delicious, perfectly cooked meals become your new normal. In the world of cooking, knowledge is power. Equip yourself with these tools and techniques, and you'll be well on your way to culinary excellence. Remember, a timer is a beginner cook's best friend. Ever cut into a steak only to find it less medium rare and more mooing? Let's dive into the undercooking undertaking, an all-too-common kitchen conundrum. When it comes to cooking, particularly when we're talking about meat, undercooking can be a bigger issue than overcooking. Not only can it lead to a less than appetizing meal, but it can also pose health risks. But worry not, we've got some foolproof tips to ensure your meal is cooked to perfection every single time. Firstly, preheating your oven is not a suggestion, it's a rule. An oven that's not fully heated can result in unevenly cooked food. Just as you wouldn't jump into a cold car and expect it to perform optimally, your oven needs time to reach its ideal temperature. Secondly, let's talk about your meat. It's vital to let your meat come to room temperature before it hits the pan or the oven. This allows for even heat distribution throughout the meat, ensuring a uniformly cooked result. So, next time, take your steak out of the fridge a good half an hour before you plan to cook it. Now, onto the finger test, a nifty trick for checking the doneness of your steak. Simply press your index finger to the base of your thumb. That's what raw steak feels like. Now touch your thumb to your index finger, that's rare. Middle finger, medium rare, ring finger, medium, and your pinky, that's well done. Press your steak, compare it to your hand, and voila, you've got a handy doneness guide right at your fingertips. Remember, practice makes perfect. The more you cook, the better you'll get at judging when your food is done just right. So roll up those sleeves and get cooking. So, no more surprises when you slice your steak next time. Tired of having half your meal stuck to the frying pan? Well, we've all been there, haven't we? It's a common cooking conundrum that can transform an enjoyable culinary experience into a sticky situation. But fear not, we have the solution right here. The key to preventing your food from sticking to the pan lies in understanding the process of heating. The first step is to heat your pan before adding the oil. This might seem counterintuitive, but it's a step that many cooks overlook. When you heat the pan first, you're allowing its surface to expand, which helps reduce the chances of food sticking. Once your pan is heated, it's time to add the oil. But don't rush to throw in your ingredients just yet. The oil itself needs to be heated before you add your food. This is because hot oil creates a barrier that prevents the food from making direct contact with the pan, thereby reducing stickiness. Now you might be wondering, how do you know when your pan and oil are hot enough? That's where the water droplet test comes into play. Sprinkle a few drops of water into your pan. If they sizzle and evaporate quickly, your pan is ready. If they just sit there and slowly start to bubble, give it a bit more time. For the oil, it should start to shimmer or slightly smoke when it's hot enough. But remember, too much smoke means your oil is too hot and could impart a burnt taste to your food. Remember, cooking is as much an art as it is a science. These are not hard and fast rules, but rather guidelines to help you improve your cooking experience. Every stove is different, every pan behaves differently, and every oil has its own smoke point. So practice, observe, and adjust as needed. So there you have it. A simple yet effective solution to one of the most common cooking challenges. By heating your pan before adding oil and then heating the oil before adding food, you can significantly reduce the likelihood of your food sticking to the pan. Say goodbye to the sticky situations in your kitchen. Ever wondered why restaurant food often tastes better than homemade? Well, allow me to let you in on a little secret. It's not necessarily the high-end ingredients or the complex cooking techniques. No, it's something far simpler, yet incredibly effective. It's the art of seasoning. You see, seasoning is the soul of cooking. It's akin to the rhythm in music or the palette in painting. It's the very thing that gives your dish its unique character, its flavor, and its essence. But the magic of seasoning isn't just about sprinkling salt and pepper over your dish at the end. Oh no, it's a process, a journey that your dish embarks on right from the start. Imagine seasoning as a symphony, with each ingredient playing its own part, and the chef, that's you, conducting this orchestra of flavors. It starts with the raw ingredients. As they are prepared and cooked, they are seasoned at every stage. This could mean adding herbs to your meat as it marinates, sprinkling salt over your vegetables as they sauté, or adding spices to your sauce as it simmers. Now, here's the golden rule of seasoning. Season, taste, adjust. You add a bit of seasoning, you taste your food, and then you adjust. This is a continuous process, a dance that you engage in throughout the cooking process. It allows you to build layers of flavor, creating a dish that's rich, complex, and utterly delicious. Remember, seasoning is not just about salt and pepper. It's about herbs, spices, vinegars, citrus, and so much more. Each brings its own unique flavor profile, its own magic to the dish. So don't be afraid to experiment, to play around with these flavors, to create your own unique symphony of taste. So the next time you cook, remember the secret of seasoning. Season at every stage, taste often, and adjust as needed. You'll find that your dishes will start to sing with flavor, with depth, and with character. Unlock the full potential of flavors with the magic of seasoning. Let's recap the cooking revelations we've had today. We've journeyed through a culinary landscape, discovering solutions to common kitchen conundrums. Remember, the Simple Timer is your trusted ally against the menace of overcooking. It ensures your meals are perfectly done every single time. Next, we tackled the challenge of undercooking. Here, the preheated oven is our champion, guaranteeing that our dishes are cooked evenly and thoroughly. Moving on, we solved the sticky situation with our pan. The secret? Heat the pan before you add the oil. This creates a non-stick surface, saving your meals from an untimely sticky doom. Finally, we delved into the art of seasoning. Seasoning throughout the cooking process, not just at the end, will infuse your dishes with rich, layered flavors. Master these tips and you'll not only conquer common cooking problems, but also elevate your culinary skills. Armed with these tips, conquer your kitchen and create culinary masterpieces. Happy cooking!